Nikki startled at the sound of the title, just as she had when the police commissioner had uttered it at her swearing-in. Once again, Heat felt the strangeness of her new rank and the daunting weight of her new responsibilities. Even though she had known for months that the promotion was coming, now that she had taken the oath, affixed her bars, and upgraded her shield, the good news no longer felt like talking about Christmas at a Labor Day picnic. The day had come. Her captaincy was official, and with it came a twinge she nicknamed Happy Scared. Rook opened the door and let her go in ahead of him. From the threshold, he heard a muted whimper and joined Nikki inside, where she stood wiping a tear from one cheek. Sprawling before her stretched a loft transformed into a parade float of NYPD colors. Blue tablecloths blanketed the countertop and the dining table in the great room beyond it. Blue and white crepe streamers hung from the ceiling, interlaced with blue and white ribbons anchoring blue and white helium balloons. A half-dozen floral arrangements of white spray roses mixed with blue irises adorned the tables and shelves. A white sheet cake with a photo transfer of a captain's badge in blue and gold, complete with the laurel and crown insignia, sat on the coffee table beside a blue ice bucket with her favorite white, a Jean-Max Roger Sancerre. "Wait for it," Rook said, and picked up a remote to start Blue Champagne by Glenn Miller on his Spotify. After a few bars, Nikki closed her eyes and dropped her chin as if to hide her face. "Too tacky?" he asked. Nikki raised her head and turned her face to him, etching the memory of her friend, her lover, her fiance, so perfectly filling the Hugo Boss made-to-measure he had bought just for her ceremony. They kissed again, tenderly this time, and she hooked his elbow with hers, drawing him to the coffee table. She picked up the ice bucket and said, "Bring the wine glasses." "What about the cake?" "Dessert first, then cake," she said, then led him up the hall to the bedroom. A single purr of her new department-issued BlackBerry on the nightstand woke Nikki 2 minutes before her 5:30 iPhone alarm. She rolled on one side to check it and found an email blast from one police plaza apprising her and the roster of 76 other precinct commanders of new protocols for filing CompStat numbers on the database. As she scrolled through the assault of seemingly endless text about complaint categories, warrants served, and arrest activity, the familiar, happy, scared tightness wormed into her gut, with scared leading the way. This marked Captain Heat's first official received email as the new commander of the 20th Precinct, after waiting over half a year for the job to be hers. The past 7 months had been an exercise in patience and diplomacy for Nikki, who had struggled to run her homicide squad under the bland leadership of the interim precinct commander who had taken over after the death of Captain Irons, with everyone, including the PC, aware of the open secret, that the gig was hers as soon as the machinery of department politics could spit out a date. The captain's bars had come the day before. Today, the cold truth hit home. Assumption of command. She had heard Rook get up a half hour earlier and found him sitting at the dining table in a tee and boxers, illuminated by the lunar glow of his laptop. He closed the lid and put it to sleep as soon as Nikki shuffled into the room. "You don't have to stop working because of me." "No problem." He squared the edges of some notes and slid them inside a file, which he also closed, almost furtively, she thought. "Good a time as any for a break." "What are you working on?" "Now do I ask you that?" He rose to meet her and enveloped her in a warm embrace, which they both held. "All the time," she said into his chest. "But if you caved and you're ghostwriting another romance novel like you swore you would never do again, I can understand why you're not eager to own up. Victoria St. Clair." "Thankfully, Disney has renewed the movie option on my dispatches from Chechnya, so I no longer have to rip any bodices under that nom de plume. Except yours, of course." "Speaking of, you seemed very into that leave your uniform shirt on thing last night." Rook frowned, feigning innocence. "I did?" "You definitely did, and you asked me to say, 'I'm the captain now.'" "Okay." He bobbed his head.